Hey, welcome back to Angry Bird. Today I'm just going to talk about Project 2025 a little bit and this 180-day plan and now how we're halfway through it and kind of what's occurring for those people that either A, are just chiming in right now, or B, they will kind of want to know where it's heading. Okay. If you don't know, Project 2025 is the GOP mapped out plan prior to Trump's election win of what they wanted to do if he won. They literally wrote a playbook and then he won, and now they're rolling out that playbook. And so I could literally call out things as they're occurring. Now, something has happened that I was not expecting. And so there's a silver lining to all of this, to where Trump has already done so much illegality above and beyond the Constitution that judges, the Supreme Court even bought ones, and GOP allies and other companies and billionaires are all starting to wave this fucking flag of whoa, 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 what the hell's going on here? And there's an awakening occurring right now about it. So we're about 90 days in. What has happened? Okay, in the first 90 days, they have attacked every department, every piece of government that they said they would. Literally. They said they would go in and do these things. And if you don't know and you're not paying attention, what this looks like, if you stood out and you didn't know anything and you're just watching over it like a fucking owner of a fishbowl watching fish swim around, okay? If you didn't know any better, what you're witnessing is a group of people literally gutting the government, gutting things that matter, things that make a difference in your life, things that make a difference in all of our lives. But they don't make a difference in really, 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 really rich people's lives. So the really, 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 really rich people who are now in charge finally have their chance to get rid of the shit that they don't want to pay for anymore, and they don't want no one else to get if you don't have the money for it. And we're talking healthcare, we're talking education, we're talking being able to do business, being in business, owning property. We're talking about a class war level event at the government level. They are taking things away and at the same time getting in front of everybody on a podium, literally on a podium, and saying, it's the best things ever. It's so great. Yes, you love it. You guys love it. What we're doing is great. And they're just trying to sell it as perfume to the audience. And there's been a reaction because farmers that voted for Trump are finding out. Teachers who voted for Trump are finding out. Veterans who voted for Trump are finding out. There's too many people now getting hurt financially. There's too many people now that have futures with uncertainty. And it's all occurred within 90 days. Okay. That's already happened. This is happening every single day right now. They're gutting something else, taking a little bit more away from another group of needy people, they'll say. They just look like people like me trying to show up to work. But whatever. Needy people to them, okay? And they're creating a thing where veterans are going to be unhoused. Poor people are going to be unhoused. People on food aren't going to get enough anymore unless they go work or do some bullshit. They're not going to help you go do it, by the way. No child care, none of that shit. Get grandma and grandpa like fucking those asshats said to do. You know, that's their solution for your fucking problems. Go get a family member to solve it. You know, they're not trying to help nobody. They never needed help in their lives. They're never gonna need help in their lives. They don't understand people that fucking need help. They'll never fucking get it. They are literally taking that help away. And to them doing it, they're like, fucking, guys, you don't understand how great this is. You don't know how fucking awesome this is to get rid of this shit. Because they literally believe it. They know that that is the one thing left. The one thing that they can take. There's nothing else to take. They got the businesses. They got the ability to monopolize everything. They're buying off the government. They're literally rigged the entire fucking system. Literally rigged it. So they get the only voices. And now they're in there at the last second. The last second, taking the last little bit that helps fucking millions, man. Millions and millions and millions of us. And it's literally our own fucking money that was paying for this shit that they are stealing. Literally. Our own tax dollars that they're stealing. And then they get in front of the TVs and they're telling us they're doing us a fucking favor. So if you're not paying attention and you are standing there looking down, that's what you're seeing. If you're another country and you're looking at the USA, that's what you're seeing. You're seeing people that are really rich actively gutting the fuck out of everyone that works. And then they're trying to tell you it's a great thing, how fun it's going to be. You got to be patriotic and do it. And the whole way, disease coming. Vaccines, no, they're bad. Just take a vitamin. Who needs to check fucking milk? Who needs an education? Oh, don't follow woke math. They're literally attacking intelligence. They're literally attacking anything factual. They're literally attacking the working class citizens. And people are rising everywhere. They're rising. It's been 4 days since I wrote a video. Last one, I was off to go protest. I protested in Columbus. It was great. Met a bunch of great people, walked around for a while, took some good photos. The crowd was double or triple. The movement's here. What we're missing, man, what we're missing is the people that are afraid. That's it. You're afraid. If you're in a red cap, you're afraid to admit you might be fucking wrong. You don't want to see people hurt, but you got state TV in front of you saying, hang on, just wait for it, wait for it, wait for it. And you're like, okay, well, fuck, man. I got to wait for it, I guess. Right? You don't know no better, probably. I don't know. But the point is, you don't wish nobody harm. You're fucking just sitting on the sideline. You're not understanding the situation. You chime into my shit. You probably think I'm a woke, commie, crazy man. All right? But if you understood your situation, if you really, truly understood your situation, you would be calling guys like me, dude, what are we doing next? Holy fuck. Where are we going? What are we doing? You're not calling me because you're a fucking coward. You're a coward to face your own face. That you might be wrong. That you had it wrong the whole fucking time. And you fucking did. And you are wrong now. The other people in fear are the guys that know what's happening. Or they're fucking just too busy to fucking pay attention. Okay? If you're too busy to pay attention, you're too busy. I'm sorry. That's too much work for you. Period. We fucked you over if you're too busy to pay attention. We made a world so you can't pay attention. That's one person not out there fucking too afraid to stop the fuck what they're doing and just take a look for a second. And then the other group knows every fucking thing going on, but they're in their fucking cage thinking if they stick their neck out, that somebody out there is going to chop it off. And I got to tell you something. You're the ones that need to speak up first. Because bravery emboldens bravery. And cowardice creates more cowardice. You have to put your body in harm's way. Because the moment they start harming us is the moment everybody fucking wakes up at once. And I know that's cruel, that somebody out there is probably going to end up getting harmed first. That's what it's probably going to come down to. Don't be afraid to voice. Don't be afraid, because the more of us there are, the less power they have. The more of us they see, the more scaredy cat they get. You know, these GOPs are starting to flip, man. They're losing their money. They're fucking getting a flood of phone calls. We're turning the tides. The tides are turning now. Okay? This is a time to voice. This is a time to get your shit together. This is the time to start figuring it out. And if you got a better argument, fucking get back to me on it. Type it in. I'll check it out. But all I see is Project 2025, 90 days in. And what's coming next is, we're talking police state. We're talking gathering up people, media, and opposition, and whatever the fuck they say. And gone. We're talking gone. We're talking citizens. They're testing the boundaries now. And judges and shit put a stop to it. Will it hold? They don't want to follow the judges. They think the Supreme Court on a 9-0 ruling shouldn't have to be followed. Because we're in wartime, according to Trump. What the fuck? When did we become in wartime? You must be blind if you think there was a war. You must be fucking blind. The only war is a class war. And I wish I could shake the fuck out of all of you and show you it. On paper, statistically speaking, a class war. We have more money than we ever did. They fucked us now. They destroyed the economy. We're waiting for it to fall now. We're just waiting. See, there's people out there that, oh, stocks are back. Oh, stocks down, stocks back. They're not back. Nothing's back. Confidence is in the toilet. We have no trading partners. Okay? What deal can anyone make with us? And besides, we're a consuming economy and we have no confidence. What are we consuming? Everybody I know in business right now don't have the confidence to know what's going on in 3 months. Not a single fucking person I meet. Not one. What economy is that? But a unconfident, ready to fall off a fucking cliff, nobody's buying nothing economy. Drive past a dealer lot. Look at the cars. Look at the trucks. Look at everything for sale. Go online. Look at how they're trying to get rid of shit now. Go look at housing. Look at every fucking factor you can. And there is no positive information anywhere. Not a one. We're losing jobs. There's not a one positive. But they get in front of TV and they tell you it's positive. That's why we're rising, because people that get hurt and get lied to get pissed off. And unfortunately, there's a large group of Americans still above the hurt line. I wouldn't be lying if I told you I wasn't. I'm barely above that hurt line still. And barely. You know, and it's because I work for myself. It's because I have a business. It's because I had a chance, built up a reputation, and when Google took the chance away from me, when Google decided I was now a loser, or I had to increase prices, I went away from Google. And my word of mouth is all I have that keeps me alive. My reputation. And I'm over here making videos, trying to protest, risking people figuring out everything. I'm sticking my neck out because it's got to happen. There's got to be every one of us sticking our fucking necks out now. And if you're not sticking your neck out, what are you doing? Are you really spinning your wheels right now, working 2, 3, 4 jobs, making bills eat meat? Is that what you're doing? Are you putting your head down and going, man, I'm in a government position. If I say anything, I'll get fired now. I'm too scared to say something. Are you really that fucking afraid? You got fucking people out there sticking their necks out all the time. There's people at Harvard sticking their necks out right now. There's media sources sticking their neck out. The only people not sticking their necks out is you. You're not. You need to get out there and stick your fucking neck out, or get out there and figure out what's going on and then choose a side. Because whether or not you think you are, you are. Staying silent is a side. Not figuring it out is a side. And you chose it if you've already chosen what you think is real. You've already picked one. And if you haven't felt the pain, the economic, financial ruin, pain of it yet, you're not awake to it yet. You're above the hurt line. I've been paying attention for too long to sit there and watch a bloke like Trump come into the USA, and enter politics, and then for us to become a fucking fascist fucking authoritarian nation, a police state nation where women are at gunpoint to give birth to fucking babies for the fucking men. Where all we get is fucking Bible teachings and bullshit. If you want the Bible, go to Sunday school, man. Get the fuck out of public education. Why are you there? Why are you there? You church, chest thumping, Bible thumping. Why are you in public education with your fucking Bible? What is the matter with you? 10% on Sunday ain't enough for y'all? You're fucking dishonest. You're dishonest when you want to bring it into a public setting. And everybody fist pumping for it to go to public schools that say, yeah, we need Jesus in school. What, Sunday school wasn't enough for you either? It wasn't enough? You need to indoctrinate the world? If Jesus and God wanted everyone to see, couldn't they do it in the blink of an eye? Couldn't they just come down and do it? Right? Why do you got to do it? Who the fuck made you responsible for that? Huh? You see, that's the bullshit you guys don't get. If they wanted everyone to know, they would just let it be known. But nah, you got to go fucking prove it. You got to go prove some shit that can't possibly ever fucking be proven. And when you get upset that you can't prove it, you're going to force it. Well, fuck you. People are waking up to that shit too. Even Christians are waking up to that shit. Like, wait, what are we doing? You can't just have a single fucking theocracy. That is Project 2025. That's what's coming. A single fucking religion. State-backed religion. Read it. It's there. Who do you think they're going to let vote? You think that vote challenge isn't going to... Do you think that's where it stops? An EO for that? See, you guys don't pay attention to shit. You let MAGA get a majority in the House. They literally went out there and said, we are not touching Social Security, Medicaid. We're not touching it. It's not in the bill. And literally put it in the bill. And I call my own Congress, and they're gaslighting me on it that it ain't in there. Literally. Or there's no guarantee they're going to touch it. The guy's gaslighting me. Okay? Literally lying to my face. And they have to sell it now because they lied to everybody. So they try to twist their words around, and he can't on me. He fucking couldn't. They won't answer the phone to people like me because their hoodwink doesn't work. You know, there's guys out there that say, you're the one hoodwink, motherfucker, you are. Yeah, keep saying trust the plan to yourself. It'll all work out. Sure. The only thing I know that's working out is Tesla will not be a car company unless government Trump bails them the fuck out. That's a fact. How do I know that? First quarter was going to be their best quarter this year. That's a fucking guarantee. The protests I go to are bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. If you don't know about Project 2025, well, you know, the guy that fucking runs Google, yeah, yep, he's backing that shit up too. And you got to look at the fucking playbook, man. If you look at Trump and Mussolini and you read them, you spent a fucking day, one day of your goddamn life. And you spent half the day on Trump and half the day fucking on Mussolini. And then you get back to me and you tell me what you see Trump doing ain't exactly that. What they've done to the government, what they're doing right now ain't exactly that. Then you're a fucking fool. Because nobody, and I mean nobody, grabs people without due process and sends them to another fucking country. Except blokes that are fascists and using authoritarian methods. They didn't follow our own Constitution when they did that. And there are people out there saying, yay, because the state says they were criminals. Literally. Project 2025 is propaganda. Project 2025 is everybody's going to have to say the same thing. And the state is going to control opinion. That is a fucking thing. Read into it. This gutting of the Department of Education, read into it. All these things, the deregulation, this isn't deregulation. This is de-accountability, man. Read everything they gutted is something that benefited you directly. And everything they gutted that benefited you directly, now that it's out of the way, they get the benefit of it. Sole benefit of it. You get nothing. You know what they offer you? They offer you. You can start working as a child, and what, you want to retire? Well, we got to extend the age out to, what now, 70? That's what they got to offer for you. But they're going to take all that government, all that regulation, all that shit out of their way so they can make profit. And when they fuck you over, there's nothing to hold them accountable. That's Project 2025. They're going to make a cult. They're making a fucking cult. America will be a cult under Project 2025. Because when you are in a fucking prison like they just made, look what they just did. With our allies, with everybody. The only people we're allied with are people that are fucking propagandized. You know? It's off the rails, man. We're literally allied with people, Russia, Hungary, fucking North Korea, these people we're jerking off with, man. That literally run their countries by state propaganda. And that's who he's fucking ponying up with. And then he literally isolates us from our allies. If you can't see it, because you don't feel the effects yet, I beg you. I beg you to read about the 30s. I beg you to read about the 30s. Because it's so much fucking worse. We are way worse than we were in the 30s because the inequalities are off the scales worse than back then. The amount of power that the rich had back then was similar, but they have way more now. And the scale is way tipped. What I'm saying is by 1929, if you don't know, there was a roaring 20s. There was a lot of money made, but it was paper money. Kind of like now, there's a lot of wealth out there, but it's paper wealth. Okay? Just some fucking stock, some ownership and whatever, man. Paper. And it's in a handful of a few. And the rest of us are just workers, man. When you look at the stock market, 90-some% is owned by 10% of the blokes. 10% of Americans are watching that stock market like fucking glue. The rest of us is just working. So when all the money, all that fucking money, all those stocks, all that power, all that fucking wealth goes into a handful of fucking people, then all the benefits of the economy are just going to a handful of people. And eventually, they suck the economy dry. They suck all the spending out of the economy. If you don't know, right now, everything is more expensive since Trump took office. A lot more, actually. Okay? And it's only going to get worse. It's only going to get higher. Okay? If you don't know, our food costs, farmers can't find labor. Okay? And then he cut contracts and screwed over a bunch of farmers that are going bankrupt that we are trying to figure out what to do with. There's a lot of fucking things going on with our farmers. They can't sell shit because of the trade wars. And that's our food supply. Our food supply has been fucked with, literally. The poor people that work, the poor people that show up and go out there every day, your food supply is being fucked with. Because again, if you're rich enough, cost of food don't fucking matter. Never did. If you had to work for food, you're getting fucking fleeced. And he only offers more pain because farmers don't have labor. Farmers have food they can't sell. They got to switch the crops around to sell back to them. It's a fucking mess, is what it is. They literally took a wrecking ball because it wouldn't hurt them anyway. What the fuck do they care? They took a wrecking ball to everything. Instead of slowly changing into something different, they wrecked everything and switched to something that they can't even explain. Literally, every economist is been raising the alarm bells over this shit. Read about it. Again, don't be too busy. Just go fucking read some. Nobel Prize winners even are like, ding, 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 ding. 6 months ago, 8 months ago. This is not a fucking surprise to people that were paying attention. This is only a surprise to blokes that trusted the plan. And then it's a surprise to people that are way too fucking busy to pay attention. So what's next is, there is going to be some sort of martial law event. It's like unavoidable because in 90 days, the amount of protests have probably tripled almost, man, right? What do you think the next 90 will look like? It's only multiplying. It's like a virus, man. The economic pain, it's exploding now. I think they're scared. I think they saw that stock market crash and then rise up, right? He said, oh, it's all cool. And Marjorie Taylor Greene made some money. They got caught. Fucking shit tanked again. They're playing games right now with the stock price. But make no mistake, economically speaking, in the future, there is nothing. There is nothing that they're offering that saves the economy. The allies have already switched routes and tried to work around us. We haven't secured the metals to make shit. Literally, man. We cut our own metals off. Now we're looking at Greenland to maybe get some. There's geologists over there saying there isn't any. Read about it. You say there is, fine. Fine. Fucking go find some and prove it. Because there's geologists over there saying there isn't any. You know? Any rate. So what are you going to do? If you're Trump, man, the economy's tanking. You got to fucking figure shit out. You just start blaming Powell. You start blaming other things. These are other parts of the government that he's after. The Supreme Court is not the Supreme Court in Project 2025. He's going to challenge that too. It's a dictatorship ran by rich people. The rich people select the laws they agree on. The rich people select the person they want in charge. And that's it. The rest of us are the worker bee ant motherfuckers. And their job to maintain this is to create an indoctrination of people, to make a fucking cult of worshipers. Like Kim Jong, oh, he's the best. Kim Jong in North Korea, right? All over the walls, put his plaques everywhere. They want Trump on Mount Rushmore, man. You can't fucking see. Trump ain't done dick to deserve anything. He fucked up COVID and he's fucked up the economy in 90 days. He's done dick to deserve any fucking monument. And they're out there trying to celebrate him already. State TV is like, woo, we're doing great things. We renamed the Gulf. You know, it's a joke. It's a fucking circus joke. And if you don't wake up before the police state, we may not have the numbers. Maybe. I keep seeing the numbers double and double. I ain't gonna lie. I'm very optimistic. I see red hats turning off. I see signs coming down. I see a wave turn, man. That's in Ohio. I don't know where you were at, but I see reporting of fucking big blokes, man, speaking out now against this shit. Harvard stood up. Their 40-page rebuttal or 40-page response destroys Trump in every way. Every fucking way possible, man. And if you don't know that story, that's epic, man, because the White House sends something to attack Harvard. Harvard responds, and then the White House tried to pretend like, oh, we sent that by mistake. That was an accident. Because Harvard sued him, if you don't know. And Harvard's going to win that lawsuit hands down. Hands down. If there's any fucking laws at all, they're going to win. You know, Columbia should never have fucking caved in, threw in the towel. Any of you media sources that sugarcoat his shit, you should never do that. Because you're next. You're so stupid, you just don't see it. Because you are the ones that are afraid. You're the ones that, like, shit, I don't want to be the one he axes first. You always should stick your neck out. Because every time you pull your neck back, you're leaving someone else's to get chopped. Everybody sticks their neck out at once, man. And then we all stand up at once if any of our necks get chopped. That's how it works, man. Can't be a coward. And if you don't know, all of your media sources are going to be ran by one single entity saying what is okay and not okay before you produce it. So that's 2025. What does that mean? That means you only get one person saying what's right and wrong. You only get one kind of thinking in a school. Only certain groups get to get educated. The rest of you just got to work. And that's just the way it is. That's the way God intended, the way nature intended everything. Worker bees and a few blokes to benefit. This is paradise. Everything's paradise now. It's a fucking facade, man. The whole thing. In the next 90 days is going to be the attack starting. It's going to be the rest of it. It's going to be the martial law time. The fact that Pete might get fired is a blessing, man. Because that means whoever they replace them with, the GOP now have to own all the way. They saw what Pete was. They saw the laws or the absolute fucking incompetence there. And that's who they picked. Every single one of them picked him. They got to own that. The next pick, they have to own it completely. There is no choice. They better pick a bloke that ain't going to fucking go shoot protesters or grab fucking protesters just because the state says they're terrorists. If you think we're fucking a terrorist, you better show up. Go fucking incognito, man. Go out there like you're just a regular bloke and don't know no better and just show up and walk around. And you tell me we're terrorists? Fucking naive bastards. Ain't nothing terrorist about it. It's Americans being American. You'd fucking be proud if you understood what that shit was. If you knew everything, you would only be proud walking among them. So now they got to get more prisons. They got to get more space. They got to figure out a way to grab blokes like me, grab blokes like Midas Touch Network, grab blokes like Brian Tyler Cohen, Tennessee Brando, all these fucking big names. Texas Paul, all of them. They got to figure out a way to grab them all and shut them all down and get everything fucking closed because they can't afford facts to spin their shit. If you don't notice, they can't keep up with the bullshit they spill if other media sources are reporting against them. They can't do it. And without that, we're just going to rise and crush this whole thing. So, bottom line is this. If they're halfway through, basically full control is what it is. When I say full control, what it means is there's nothing left of the government that's ever going to help the people now in 180 days. Everything after is they can control by gunpoint and shut down things they don't like. That's police state, and that's going to be just full-on indoctrination. And those that speak out are going to get wiped out one way or another, somehow, some way. That's what's coming. And I don't got to tell you, what cross I'm going to die on. But it's always going to be in defense of people that can't defend themselves. And right now there's a lot of people out there unable to. And I'm proud that I'm standing up for people. And I'm proud that I'm seeing other people do it. And I'm proud to see red hats coming off of heads. And I'm proud to see more and more and more and more people lose their fear and stand up. And we're going to fucking win this fight. We're going to win it because we're right. We're going to win it because it's our money anyway. And it's our Constitution anyway. This Doge thing in the back door, getting access to data that they should never have. There are things we don't even know yet of the damage they're doing, who they're sharing it with, what they know about who. How do you not know they're just not gathering all of us all at once to grab us all at once through the government's system of data, who voted for who and who, where they can find out what each of us is doing and just pick us all at once. There's things you got to see. And entities figuring out who we are individually like that should never occur. We should always be anonymous. It's funny because, the Second Amendment is against tyranny. I mean, they're all quiet. It's almost like, well, we couldn't do anything about it, Where the fuck are you guys, Do you even see it? The hypocrisy of just being able to sell rifles. And then when it's time to stand up for something, you guys are just quiet. Oh, man, NRA, you guys are most whack motherfuckers there are. Most whack. When people see you for your true colors, you just won't exist, I bet. But at any rate, it's just a thought, you guys. I just wanted to tell you where I was at. I tell you I'm okay. Little sick. I got fucking another dinger on my head. Got a fat blister because I got sun exposure and then it was cold and then hot and I just can't help it. And I'm a hot ass mess, if you ask me. But there's always work to do. There's always shit to get done. There's always people to stand up for, isn't there? So for now, Angry Bird out. Hope you guys have a great rest of your week. Sorry this video is so long. I'm just trying to tell you what's coming and where we've been and kind of what you're seeing. All right. Love y'all. Bye.